Hi, Paul Hefty here with the triangle defensive system. I want to show you how we can take three different fronts and meld them into one using that multiple 4-3 as the foundation. Let's take a look. Why multiple 4-3 with a 2-high shell structure is it's extremely versatile, it's simple, and it's sound. We want to simply overpopulate the box and give the defense that same look, but be able to make a lot of movements into that 3-into-1 type fronts or coverages. So the principles and goals here are real simple. Is we want to play fast and we want it to be fun, so we get into a flow. So we use this AAA, alignment, assignment, action, and then our goals are really simple. We're going to stop the run first, got to eliminate big plays in today's football, and then take away the ball. So some rules and responsibilities with alignment. First A, you can see the system has it set where we can go ahead and have different numbers in the run backs from 7 to 6 to 5 all the way down to a light box of 4. And then you can see by assignment, we kind of categorize those with some key terms right into the calls. And last, the action, then you can see by position where we can be aggressive but sound in what we're doing. For alignment simplicity, we're going to go ahead and have field and boundary side players. But as you can see, everyone has a twin. So you will learn both, with one being a primary. So the example here would be with the corners, the cat is the field safety, but he would learn the dog or the boundary and vice versa. For alignment techniques, this is just for communication, so we're all on the same page. For communication with our action read keys, first we like a look and see, where it tells the players to look at the offense versus the DC. And then we get into step 2, where we have signals to give us indicators of offensive players to make our automatic formation checks. So here's the foundation for teaching or installation. We always put the offense in a 2-by-2 formation, so it's balanced to start. And we'd like to start with a double tight end 12 personnel. This is our base front, so we can get alignment, let's talk about assignments, and then our action. On the back end, we start with a cover 4. Next, then we'll go to a 3-by-1 set with 11 personnel, as you see here. Then we're going to go to an over front, and then we use what's called a yo-yo from our cover 4, where we're just simply poaching with the backside safety of the goat here. Third phase in the teaching then with the foundation is to go ahead and do what's called a 4-by-1 set, where we move the back over with the 3 receivers. Now we're going to stay in the over front, but on the back end we're going to spin the onside or ox safety down strong, which we call sky, to get into a cover 3 match. Here's a visual of a 4-by-1 set with our 9th grade here at State High, being able to go ahead and do an automatic formation check of sky into that 4-receiver set. Fourth phase in the foundation teaching is to go against a 3-by-1 heavy run team, 11 personnel, where we're going to go ahead and go to an under front, where we're going to walk the Sam down, kick the backers strong, kick the front away, and now we're going to do what we call as a stress coverage on the back, where we're going to spin the backside safety or boundary safety, the goat, down into a cover 3 match. So the next step after the foundation is put in is to go to our first stacking of the system to what we call a crush front. We're going to stay in this 4-3, but you can see we'll put the tackle in the nose and 2 eyes, and we're going to put the ends, the J and the E, in tight 5s. We'll deepen up the mic, and what this does with the D-line crushing towards the inside and getting vertical is the mic really doesn't have any gap responsibilities and can be a free runner. The Sam and the Will are still going to try to go outside in to crush, and then we'll still keep our cover 4 on the back end. Real simple, we'll build off of this now. When we go to 3-by-1, we're going to go ahead and keep with our crush front, and we'll use our same principle of our yo-yo or poach cover 4 on the back end. Stacking step number 3 is now to go to a 4-2 even stack. Real simple. We'll keep the tackle and the nose now in 2 techniques head up, and they can go jam outside leg Joel or jam inside leg Jill. The ends will now still do that tight 5, and then we've got now the backers kicking strong, so the Will and the Mike are stacked, and we can have the opposite gaps of whatever the Jill or the Joel by the tackle and the nose. We'll use our stress coverage on the back end and spin that boundary safety, the goat, down weak and get into our match 3. With a stack, here's an example now of using the Jill technique, jam inside leg with a tackle and nose, and the Mike and the Will have B gaps, versus 3x1. We'll stay with our rules of using our cover 4 poach and yo-yo call. Next step in the stacking system is to get in a odd look. We've got several ways to do that. The first is what we call an okie front, is a classic 34 odd. You can see here we'll kick the front away from the Sam, where now the JN will go ahead and be a rush J, being in a 2-point stance. We can go ahead and do different coverages on the back end, here being a cover 2 with soft corners, what we call Toto. When we get a 3x1, same rules. We're going to go ahead and kick the front away from that Sam backer, but now against a 3x1 we can go back to our yo-yo or a cover 4 poach. Another way to stack to get into an odd look is something that's very popular now, is a tight front. We can see here we're going to use our same alignment rules where we go ahead and kick the front away from the backers from the Sam, but now with a tight call, the tackle and the end are going to go pinch into those B gaps, and now the rush end will go ahead and still be in a 2-point, but up on the line of scrimmage, and we'll use a stress call on the back end to go ahead and spin weak to get into our match 3. Versus 3x1, we do the same thing with the tight call up front, but on the back end, again, we would go to our cover 4 poach or our yo-yo call. Last stack in the system, which is kryptonite for a lot of offenses, is a TNT front, what we call bear. To keep it simple, we'll kick the D line to the strength of the H back, to the left in this case, and then we're going to have that Sam backer. You can see the money sign means he's going to put his hand down in a 3-point stance. The reason for this is when you have 5 linemen, D linemen with their hands on the ground, it can mess with pass protection. We'll bring the Will up now, man on the H in that 50 technique, and then we're going to go ahead and spin into an Uno coverage, which is a cover 1 man. Versus 3x3, nothing really changes except the Will has to go over with the H and his man technique in a 50 alignment. We're still going to go ahead and spin into our Uno or cover 1 man. You can see now you got a simple way to be very multiple out of the 4-3 cover 4. You're not going to use all of these, but you want to pick what fits your personnel and what fits your personality best. Thanks.